Peace and love, family. Peace. Peace. All right. Major live. I know some of y'all probably about to go out to the club or something like that. All right. But peace and love, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. All right. Major live. This live tonight, we're talking about litigation. Okay. Litigation. All right. Everybody that won, I'm gonna get to everybody that won. All the sweepstakes that we did a couple of days ago. I'm gonna get to everybody on Monday. Yeah, so I'm gonna get to. I didn't forget about anybody. I just haven't reached out to anybody. We'll get to all the ones that won those sweepstakes giveaways that we did a couple of days ago. All right. We're gonna get to y'all on Monday. All right. So yeah, we live on YouTube, live on IG. Okay, major live, family. Make sure y'all share. Sharing is caring, family. Sharing is caring. Make sure y'all pass this along. All right, let's go ahead and echo this message. All right, let's go ahead and echo this message. All right, because again, there's a lot of people that's on this journey. I'm seeing a lot of people. There's a lot of people saying certain things, and they might be saying it from an emotional standpoint. All right, I'm here to say, okay, of all the process I've always heard about, family, can y'all please enlighten me? Because again, I don't know everything. Enlighten me. Is there a process out there that doesn't need litigation? That's my first question, because from my understanding, okay, I thought in any situation that happens, meaning anything that goes, all right, let's say the company dishonors, let's say the state dishonors, let's say, okay, anyone dishonors your security. Okay, once that happened, there has to be some type of litigation. All right, now I get a lot of folks that move through trust that come to my inbox and let me know. They say, well, you don't even gotta be fighting, bro. You can just do it like this, operate through trust. You don't gotta fight. And it's like, for those people that that has those results, all right, please enlighten me. Okay, enlighten me, because what are y'all doing that's not considered litigation? All right. Because my thing is, if you're claiming any type of security interest, if you're filing any type of claims on anyone, that is a litigation. All right. Now, again, I don't know everything. I'm not a master of everything, family. Okay. All right. But sitting back and seeing processes and seeing how many people is having issues, it's because people don't understand the litigation aspect. I have yet to meet a person that understood the litigation aspect and have issues. All right. Now, of course, you got to lose. All right. Don't y'all understand? Sometimes you got to lose before you can win. How many people expect to be champions in their rookie season? All right. How many people expected LeBron to win the NBA championship his first rookie season? How many people expected, I don't know, Dak Prescott to win the Super Bowl his rookie season? How many people expect Wayne Gretzky, all right, to win NHL Cup his rookie? Like, no, all right? So, but it's like a lot of people is on this journey and they putting so much emphasis on that first court case. And I'm here to let y'all know, at least 95% of y'all are going to lose your first case. Okay, 95% of y'all are going. It's probably higher than that. All right, you know what? Yeah, it's a 98% of folks on this journey is going to lose their first case, family. All right, think about it. All right, think about it. I know I lost my first case, and my second, and my third. All right, it was motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction. All right, then it was motion to dismiss for lack of claim. Another one was motion to dismiss for, damn, what was the other one? I think it was another four. I think I had two that was motion to dismiss for lack of claim, and it was one for motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction. Yeah. All right. So basically, I didn't win my first go around, y'all. And if I said I did, shit, I lied to y'all. All right. If I said somewhere along my journey where I said I ain't never lost a case, I was telling a bold-faced lie. All right, because that is not true. Okay, for sure. All right, for sure, you gotta lose. When I lost, I was able to see. Damn. Okay, motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction. Let me establish jurisdiction. Let me understand that. And a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, because you gotta become a secured party creditor. That's the jurisdiction they talking about." See, you're like, man, shut up. That's not what they talking about. Okay, that's not what they talking about. Okay, what they are talking about is, all right, lack of jurisdiction, meaning if I file a claim for breach of contract, right, and I'm the plaintiff, and let's say let me just make up a state. Let's say I'm living in, I don't know, Iowa. All right, let's say I'm living in Iowa. All right, let's say I'm living in Iowa. Okay, I have to say that the plaintiff resides in Iowa. Now let's talk about the defendant. Now I have to say the defendant is authorized to do business in Iowa. Now I just understood that the jurisdiction is the circuit court of Iowa or whatever county I'm in, if that makes sense. Okay, so that means I'm establishing jurisdiction, because if I don't do that, if I don't say I'm a resident of this state and the person I'm going against is authorized to do business in this state, okay, I'm not establishing jurisdiction. Because if this, let's say I reside in this state, but the business that I do business with is in another state, all right, that's what we call diverse citizenship. All right, that means both of the two persons is not in the same state, or they don't reside in the same state, or do business in the same state. All right, does that make sense? All right, cool. All right, so that's why I was losing my very first cases. All right, because I didn't understand the technicalities. All right, meaning we didn't even get to my claim. So when I hear people saying like, you don't gotta do all that fighting, like, what are y'all talking about? No one is just letting you sin. No, I don't care if you got a trust or not. You're not just going in somewhere and saying, yo, zero out this house, trust, boom. Y'all really is letting these people have y'all thinking that, okay, there's no fighting when I do trust. Well, if there's no fighting when you do trust, why do they have trust fraud? Y'all don't think people are committing trust fraud? You see what I'm saying? Like, so something ain't adding up. Something is not adding up. And I don't got time to be trying to see who's real and who's ain't. We don't got time for that. I'm just here to let y'all know it's a litigation behind every single process you do. All right, no matter if you want to call it fighting, administering, performing. All right, if you're the trustee of a trust, you have a duty to uphold the trust. Meaning, if something is happening to the trust, you have to step in. All right, you got to defend. It's no different from an agent to a principal. All right, you have to come in and defend. You have to be the attorney in fact. So when these people say, I don't do all the suing and arguing back and forth, I'm like, what are y'all talking about? It's like, what are y'all talking about, man? Make it make sense to me. Again, I don't know everything. All right, let me know what are y'all doing where you don't got to litigate or nothing, because let me know so I can start telling my folks. You know, hey, y'all, we don't got to litigate no more. We can just send this in. Let me know. All right, because I remember it was always folks saying, I don't even know why y'all arguing. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Just do this and do this. When you doing equity, you don't got to worry about. I'm like, y'all don't shut up, okay? All right, you still have to litigate. It's still some type of court. All right, there's still some type of, come on, man. Y'all got to stop making it seem like it's just rainbows and rainbows. Okay, like, what are we talking about? You still have to get a judgment from a judge. You see what I'm saying? It's like no one is going around the judge. Not saying the judge is the highest ever. I'm just saying there's an administrative process. Y'all got to really hear what these people saying, because they'll say, well, I discharged my thing. I like, well, did the courts rule on that? You know what I'm saying? Not saying they got to that point, but do you got your deed? You see what I'm saying? Like, because me sending off documentation, I've heard a lot of people on this journey, they'll send off 1099, say, I already did my 1099, my it's discharged. I'm like, how? What are you talking about? What do you mean it's still discharged? Have you made that meetings of the mind with the corporation or a court? Or did you just assume that yourself because you done sent off some documents? Now you said, yo, I did it. Like, no, man, no. We're trying to seal the deal, fam. We're trying to make sure. We ain't trying to throw rocks and hold our hand and, oh, I sent it. I'm done now. Like, nah, man, send it and follow up on it. Hey, y'all got that? Because if they try to say no, it's okay, well, I need to litigate. I need to go press a claim. File a claim. Breach of contract is a claim. Security fraud is a claim. Unjust enrichment is a claim. Breach of trust is a claim. You see what I'm saying? All those are, oh, well, should I say trust fraud? There's different types of trust fraud. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about the documentations, family. It's about what is your intent. When that judge or that court, when you're sending these documents in, because it's not about just sending acts in. All right? You can't win the case just by sending acts. All right? You have to make it make sense for your specific situation. All right? Meaning all of us can send in the same thing, but once the courts or the opposing party throws up a defense, we got to know how to answer. You know, they may answer to you totally different how they answer to me. All right? They may answer to him totally different how they answer to her. All right? But remember, we all send out the same thing. But again, we're not going to get the same response. Meaning we can't just send in generic words. Well, I already said I tendered the payment. I hear so many people saying, well, the judge didn't honor my negotiable instrument. I wouldn't either. You don't even know what's going on. You just saying stuff. You just going on there and say, well, I know HJR 192 said I can't pay, I can't pay. So it's like y'all are saying two things at once. I understand what you're saying, but you're saying layman's and law when you go in there. You're saying I don't have to pay, and then saying they're not accepting my payment. You see what I'm saying? And I never, ever told none of my followers to ever say you don't have to pay. I automatically know that's what y'all get from somebody else. Somebody else gonna put y'all that batter on y'all back and say, I don't gotta pay nothing. All right. Now y'all understand what I'm saying. You don't gotta pay income. There's still a performance that needs to be made. So we're not even here to say I don't need to pay. All right. I'm not here to validate the debt. I'm here to accept it and transfer. I know that the debt is a credit. All right. I try to tell a lot of y'all with mortgages and things like that. It's especially cars. It's in your contract. It literally says you gave a security interest. Build your case off that specifically. Don't worry about all that other stuff people have told y'all. Bring this. If you have this, it's also going to show. Like, we're not trying to have 105 reasons to show why we got a security interest, y'all. That's not what we're here to do. Well, at least that's not what I'm here to try to show you. Now, somebody else going to try and make it sound rocket science. Oh, you know, you need that. Oh, you know, you got to have that. If you don't have this, you will not get results. All right? I done have results. My students have results. And there's people coming to me and saying, well, the reason why they're not getting this is because they don't have this. I'm like, yo, we didn't know nothing about that. Like, what are you talking about? No offense. Respectable. You know what I'm saying? I'm respectful to everyone. All right? But it's like, yo, we don't need no extra nothing. People just need to understand the rules and regulations. People are losing by technicalities. So even if you gave them that, hey, give them this, I bet they would have won. No, they wouldn't have. All right, they did not understand the articulation. Clearly, we could have gave them 150 more pieces of their evidence. They did not know how to articulate. They probably didn't even get to their Exhibit B. You see what I'm saying? They probably didn't even get to their Exhibit A. You got to really understand what's going on. Again, fam, I've been teaching this for 4.5, going on 5 years, fam. I've been seeing hundreds, all right, thousands of scenarios, and they're all the same. If everyone has the same outlook, the ones that don't have results, and I didn't have results at the time either, and I understand, all right, because I had the same outlook, all right. I thought I was right there, and I try to tell people, it's like, damn, you may have to lose first. A lot of y'all that's trying not to go forward and lose, like, I just don't want to lose. I just don't want to go in there and then, like, yo, that's probably what needs to happen. So you can get the know and see, okay, let me see what I did wrong. Because you might shock yourself. All right, I get a lot of consultations now, and I'm trying to tell people, hey, man, you got really far. It's almost shocking that, like, you got that far and you're having issues with this? Okay, so you got to really think about it. Yeah, ChatGPT is amazing, family. Yeah, it can get your documents together and things like that. But you have to understand what's going on. Your ChatGPT is not going to be there when that judge say, okay, your turn. Okay, your turn. Hey, they said, you said security fraud. They said that, no. What do you say to that? They say you don't have a security interest. What do you say to that? And what do we do? Well, I have proof that I have a security interest. I gave them a negotiable instrument. I gave them, see what I'm saying? Why are we going straight to the negotiable instrument? Why aren't you talking about the contract? Break the contract down. Forget your negotiable instrument. All right, because there's so many people that's locked in on that. Okay, it's so many people locked in. All right, just my negotiable instrument. They didn't honor my negotiable instrument. They didn't honor my, like, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. You don't know how to sue. Who would honor it? You see what I'm saying? Like, think about it. All right, really think about it. Would you honor your own instrument? Hell no. Stop playing with yourself. You wouldn't either. You know you don't know the whole process. You just throwing quarters in the wishing wells, hoping something sticks. Hopefully they rock with you. And then you get in there and be dumbfounded. Oh my gosh, the judge said no. Mansa, look at this. The judge did not. He said no. These fuckers. And y'all get so mad. I'm like, whoa, Henry. Whoa, Henry. Whoa, Henry. And it ain't the judge. It's you, Henry. You walked in there and you literally just thought you can just say negotiable instrument, and no, you did not break down the contract. They went in there and stayed on the contract. They said, listen, Your Honor, I don't know what Mr. Henry's talking about. All right, he has an obligation that's due. He hasn't made a payment, Your Honor. He's been sending us some documentations, but we can't make anything of it. We can't really do much with it. Our policy states money orders, checks, cash. We've sent him notices, and Your Honor, we've exhausted everything. So yeah, we definitely don't agree with the claims. What y'all think the judge does? The judge ain't gonna say, nah, y'all know what he talking about. You got that. The judges don't do that, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, the judge is the referee. So if they playing physical, you gotta match the intensity. So the judge is gonna then say, all right, okay, plaintiff, what you got to say to that? And so many people be looking at the judge like, what do you mean, Your Honor? They know what they're doing. They know that y'all get in there and start talking like a teenager. It wasn't me. They know what they're doing. It was them. They know what they're doing. They're taking my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Your Honor, like, yo, what, Mr. Henry, what stuff are you talking about, Mr. Henry? All right, what stuff are you talking about, Mr. Henry? All right. Well, they took my securities. I gave them a negotiable instrument, and they took it. You see you see how it's like choppy? And then folks come to me, they have a, consultation. They say, man, the judge, they're all in cahoots, man. They just didn't want me to profess. Like, no, we ain't doing that. Nah. I'm not even going to let you trick and fool yourself in thinking you did something there. All right? No, you just got beat. It's plain and simple. The opposing party beat you. Fair and square. It wasn't no fraud. All right. You didn't match the intensity. All right. They came out, they punched you dead in your mouth, and you couldn't do nothing about it. You was looking at the ref to help you. Hey, ref. Ref like, hey man, play ball. And you lost. That's what happened. That's what happened to me. Got punched in the mouth. All right. So that's why I understand what's going on. But one thing for sure, soon as we lose, we can't say, I did everything right. Because if you did everything right, my friend, you would have results. I cannot stand when people say that. Y'all might see him hop on the comment and say, I did everything you said. And they said no. Like it just sounds like babies talking. I did everything you said, Dad. I'm talking about my kid, not y'all, my kid. I'm just saying my kid. My dad, I looked everywhere, Dad. I'm talking about, so you looked everywhere. I lift up one pillow, it's right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's how my 11-year-old be. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So that's what happens. So again, we gotta have some accountability. We gotta understand what's going on. All right. We gotta have some accountability. All right. Yes. If you lose in the case, first thing first, you see why you lost. That's first thing first. For anybody that's ever been a locked in athlete, you watched film. All right. Especially after a loss, you see what you did wrong. How did they whoop us so bad just now? Let's watch some film. Oh, damn. That's why we kept losing. The A gap was wide open. All right. The edge just wasn't set. All right. This football terminology is for y'all that don't understand. All right. I'm just saying that's how it goes in film room. Like, damn, that's why we gave up 300 yards rushing. We got no pressure up front. All right. That's how you got to look at your case. Like, okay, damn, that's how I lost. That's how they blew me out. All right. I had no pressure up front. I sent this in. They sent me a defense back, and I kicked back, thought the judge wasn't going to rock with him because I thought it was something crazy. They said something about a sovereign citizen. I just knew the judge wasn't going to rock with that. Next thing I woke up, they said, motion to dismiss granted. Man, so what do I do? And I'm like, what am I supposed to do right there? All right, what am I supposed to do right there? I'm honored that y'all feel like I can just save the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, family, I can't call the judge and say, hey, let Henry through. Y'all, I don't got pulled like that. Okay, like these courts make me perform as well. Okay, like I thank y'all for thinking I got pulled like that, but y'all, I don't got pulled like that. All right, you got to know how to perform, man. Like we all got to do it. Like there's nobody's an exception. Not even if you have a trust. Okay, don't let these folks that's only understand trust tell you don't gotta know about no court. You don't gotta worry about litigating because we just operate in trust. Like, what the hell does that mean? Explain. Okay, explain it. Operating in trust. Okay, let's say you're performing, doing your fiduciary duties or trustee as for the trust, right? So let's say you go forth and you go for an account, and then the corporation or a state gives you some type of pushback. What are you supposed to do, trustee? Think the trust is just, you see what I'm saying? That's why I be calling cap, man. I be trying not to pull folks' cars, man. I'm like, yo, anybody that's telling me you don't got to do, like, man, I know you ain't got no results. Because what? It's more believable if you say, oh, yeah, when they do this, then you have to file a claim for this on behalf of the trust. Because, yo, even if you have a trust, it's simply a corporation, family. Do y'all understand what the trust is? All right? Like, literally, you get an EIN for the trust, right? All right, because that is a business. So meaning if something goes against your business, you need to litigate. Some trusts hired lawyers. You see what I'm saying? So why would trust have lawyers if trust don't have to litigate? You see what I'm saying? They don't be making no sense. It's still litigation, family. I don't know if these people teaching y'all this in these trust classes, like, we don't argue. We don't do what those consumer law folks do. You know, I don't know if I don't know, man. I don't know. There's still administrative process, y'all. I don't know what they're telling y'all All right. Maybe just because you change the word of something doesn't change the action of it. Okay. Rather you're calling it litigation, rather you're calling it administrative process, rather you're calling it fighting, rather you're calling it what's another word? Standing in honor. Standing in honor is litigating. You see what I'm saying? Like people just be talking. All right, standing in honor means to come forth when there is damage being taken by the trust. You have to come forth. Okay, so when we're talking about litigation, there's litigations in all aspects. There is not one situation where you don't have to litigate, because if you're claiming a claim is litigation, y'all. Can somebody please tell me if a claim is not litigation? If I'm coming forth to claim my interest, is that not a form of litigation? Is that not a private administrative process? Right? Right? Right or wrong? It gotta be. That's what I'm saying. But I think people hear the words and they say like, nah, it ain't litigation. You know what I'm saying? We don't gotta we don't gotta litigate. It's litigation. Rather you calling it arguing, you know what I'm saying? Rather you're calling it operating in good faith, rather you're calling it staying in equity. All right, it's still a form of litigation. Okay, like it's still a form of utilizing your rights. You utilizing your rights is understanding litigation. Oh no. Somebody said, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. It's a form of litigation. It's a form of litigation. Yeah, for sure. It's a form of litigation. So that's what I was saying. So when the person that I was talking about that lost the house, they wasn't none of my students or anything like that. It was just somebody I knew, not personally, but just view on the outside. Like, damn, I thought they was strong as hell. But I didn't see that as them failing. I was looking at that like, yo, it could have been for any reason. You know, they could have procrastinated on the legal procedures. All right, because that happens, family. Y'all know how many lawyers lose cases? All right, it happens. You don't lose a case just because you didn't know what you was doing. All right. Sometimes you might lose a case just because you didn't send something in by a technicality. Like, damn, I forgot to send that in. Damn, because imagine somebody trying to do 5 cases at one time. Imagine keeping up with all that. All right. Imagine keeping up with every single document on that case. Remember, let's say those 5 cases was filed. We're not talking about private administrative property. We're talking about public. All right. Meaning it's different thing. Like you could lose track. And you losing track could cost you the case. All right. So when you understand that, family, I don't look at people that lose cases as ha ha ha. All right, because I've lost cases before and I learned so much from losing. All right. I learned so much from losing. Now it's people that haven't even lost yet. You see what I'm saying? It's some of y'all haven't even started losing yet. I'm talking about on this game as far as because I know a lot of people say it is a lesson, but I have to say lose just so I can show y'all you learn a lot through losses. So we can change the word loss to lessons, but when you don't win, you can learn a lot from that, because imagine always winning. What did you learn? All right, you really didn't learn anything. I learned so much from losing. All right, learn how to establish jurisdiction, learn how to build a correct claim. All right. And they'll tell me on the judgment, they'll say case dismissed for lack of claim. They're not going to tell you, hey, you did this and you should have did this. You see what I'm saying? All right. Think about it. All right. Yeah. So y'all have to go forth. I know a lot of y'all are perfectionists. All right. Perfectionists. All right. And I'm letting you know, you don't have to be like that on this journey. You're not going to have everything perfect, because there's some things that you can only learn when you take a step forward. Imagine standing in your doorway, your house, you don't see nothing, like everything look good, man. But as soon as you step out, it's another level of things like, oh, damn, I didn't see this. And that's where a lot of y'all are. Y'all are at that doorway saying like, I don't know, I just don't want to go, I ain't trying to go pay that $400. And I'm talking about the court claim. Some of y'all letting $400 stop you from enforcing your rights. You see how we go straight to the, and I'm going to give you the answer to get around that. But do you see how we'll let $400 stop us from inserting our rights? Because, man, I need this 400. I need this 420. Like, that's why I try to say a lot of us are very poor mentally. We're not even nowhere near to making on this journey. All right? It's nowhere near to really making on this journey. Every step of the way, you're going to learn something new. At the level that you're at right now, it's not meant for you to learn that next level. All right? That's what they call graduation. You got to graduate to the next situation. And once I understand how to learn inside the losses, I started seeing like, okay, cool. Now when I started to go at them again, I'm like, okay, damn. I see exactly what's going on. I saw this defense before. All right. Just imagine going against a defense you never seen before. They trapping, they doing disguises. They like, damn, I ain't never seen this before. But next time you go against them, you have a game plan. Now I understand how they move. Now I understand the first, and y'all, if y'all been following me for some years now, if y'all been understanding how I've been articulating, I've been telling y'all what they'll say. That one of the very first claims in if you file a claim, the very first thing they're going to do is do a motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction or a motion to dismiss for lack of claim. That's their first jab, because most people can't take a jab. Most of y'all ain't never been punched before. All right? And some of y'all, I don't want to get you so scared. It ain't nothing to get punched in the face. I done got punched in the face before. It's not that bad. Now, I ain't saying go around and get punched in the face. Now, I'm just saying it's not as bad as you think it is. I got hit and I said, that's it. It's like I charged up. Some of y'all may know what I'm talking about. All right? But again, attorneys, when you're in litigation, when you're filing a claim against any corporation, they have a legal team. All right. I think, again, I haven't been to law school, but I honestly think they are trained for their first move to be a motion to dismiss if their client is the defendant. Because that's the fastest way to get somebody out of there. Because how many people can answer to a motion to dismiss for lack of claim? You know how tricky that situation is. You could file a complete complaint, a complete claim, and they'll still say motion to dismiss for lack of claim just to see if you can stand on your claim. And do y'all know how many people have failed? Y'all know how many people have came to me and showed me their claim, and I said, yo, you got a claim. And they said, well, man, so they said I didn't. I said, who said you didn't? Did the judge say you didn't, or did the other opposing party say you didn't? Guess what people say? That's when it hits. I'm like, oh, man, damn, you right. And I'm like, you getting pushed off your spot. You're soft. You see what I'm saying? Again, a lot of y'all think you can just have a gift of gab in there, and a lot of y'all think I just got a gift of gab. I do, but I also have the information to go with it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference. You can't just go in there and think, well, I'm gonna say what he said. All right, because you don't have the substance. But I'm saying go in there so you can see, damn, I don't belong in here. All right, I'm saying go ahead and go through them doors so you can see, damn, I gotta come harder than this. Nah, this ain't gonna go. Okay, I see exactly how they move. Okay, damn. I thought I had it all, Mansa. And I'm like, yeah, I thought I did too. I thought I had everything. I'm like, yo, this is an open, closed case here. They hit me with a motion to dismiss for lack of claim. I was like, I ain't gonna say nothing because I'm like, ain't no judge rocking with this. That's what I was telling him in my mind because I didn't know the rules and procedures. Rules and procedures is you must answer. All right, ain't no sitting back. I ain't listening to that. Ain't no judge rocking with that. Man, by the time I woke up, I want to say a week later, I didn't say nothing back. All right, man, motion to dismiss granted. I was like, what the? Man, I was like, whoa, y'all, it took me back so far. All right, y'all know we don't like the word humble here, but that thing humbled me. Hoo-wee. All right, I'm talking about got a needle and just poof, my chest was like, poof. Punched the air out my chest immediately. Okay? Didn't understand about appealing because I was all in. I was like, yeah, this is it. I ain't got to worry about nothing. The judge gonna see this. Man, boy, was I wrong. Okay? But it didn't make me like fold or anything. It just made me like, whoa. Okay, I gotta come with, okay. All right. All right. I'm not gonna get no help from the judge. That's because I was looking for the help from the judge, like, oh, wait a minute, he has a claim. His claim's right there. Do y'all not know if a judge would have did that, the other party can do a motion to recuse the judge because they feel like the judge is on my side? That's why the judges don't do that. They either gonna say, what you got to say, Mr. Henry? All right, what you say, corporation? Corporation, you say motion to dismiss for lack of claim. Okay, Henry, what do you say to that? Henry like, Your Honor, what? What do they mean by lack of claim? They stole my assets. They got my security. They know it. You see, now Henry's getting emotional. The judge gets off at 5 o'clock. He doesn't care that Henry is emotional. He said, Mr. Henry, do you have a response to their motion? Yay or nay? Mr. Henry is still in his emotions. These fraudsters, the whole United States is in cahoots. The judge is in cahoots with the attorneys. They probably eat dinner together. Y'all are all against them. Now, you see what I'm saying? Now you're talking a whole bunch of chit-chat, patty-whack stuff that they don't give a damn about. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Folks got to know how to say certain things. You got to know how to rebut. You got to know how to, yo, whoa, why is he even talking? You see what I'm saying? Like, if you don't say anything, it's going to happen. You have to know how to say it. You can have all your documents in the world, right? Great. Okay? Have them on file. Great. If you don't answer to any of the motions, man, you're cooked. You're done for. And if you really want to be an observer on this journey, all right, there's a indigent waiver that you can sign so you can file for free. Okay. Now, I have a lot of people that tell me they wouldn't let me file mine. And I say, well, did you tell them how much you made? Did you tell them your income? Yeah, I make too much. Well, why did you tell them that, Cynthia? Why did you tell them that, Cynthia? Why did you tell them that? Your principal don't make income? When you filled that out, they wasn't asking about you. You see what I'm saying? They wasn't asking about you. They was asking about your principal. Does your principal have income? My principal don't have income. My principal ain't no worker. What? My principal is a boss. My principal will slap the taste out of my mouth if I expected him to be a what? Okay? So we have to understand. We have to be able to look at it like that. And a lot of us we're not coming forth. We're not standing on anything. We're not objecting to anything. We're not answering to anything. Again, your whole process can be perfect. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. If you don't understand the motion game, and I'm here to say, bro, you're probably gonna have to lose first, because I don't see anyone just flying with flying colors unless you done just study for some couple of years. All right, and then went in there and, but as far as, you're going to have to go in there and kind of, feel your way around a little bit, get a feel for the courtroom. I'm not saying physically. When I say get into the courtroom, family, I'm talking about your documentations. All right, so I'm not talking about your physical body. I've never physically been in court for any banking situation. All right, but as far as, traffic, yes. All right, but as far as we're dealing with banking, financial documents and things like that, all that is going to be, if you do have a hearing, it's going to be on Zoom. All right. So when I say getting in the courtroom, I'm talking about your documentations. I'm talking about sending in your claim, sending in your evidence. All right. And another thing, it's a lot of y'all that are submitting your claim and you're not submitting your evidence. And the reason why I'm harder on you now, just so you can see, like, that is important, family. How are you submitting a claim and you only submitting one piece of evidence? And y'all ask me, well, you think I should have submitted my payment history in there too? And I just be asking people, do you think you should? Do you want your money back? Because that's going to be attached with the restitution. All right? If I'm literally printing off all my payments that I made up to the point of me coming forth and claiming the security interest on the account, all right? I understand I have to zero the account first before I can get my unearned interest, all right? I understand that the corporation or the state is going to dishonor me, all right? So I have to understand the private administrative process, and I have to understand the public administrative process. Whoever's going to be the defendant, I have to understand how to file my claim. I have to understand how to answer once the defendant answers, because the defendant is going to defend, family. We dealing with banks, all right? We dealing with financial institutions. All right, y'all don't think these financial institutions have $1 million lawyers? Now, we understand lawyers don't know anything, all right? But if y'all think these lawyers aren't smooth and experienced, all right, they're going to beat you off being fundamental. They literally going to beat you off fundamentals. Yeah, we understand that lawyers can't really stand to us. All right, we understand that, but a lot of us is doing more talking than actually showing. All right, meaning in your real life, meaning when this camera goes off. Yeah, you're saying you're this. You're saying, I know, I know I'm the investor. Well, show it. Go out there and show it in your life. Okay? Because I get it, we get here and a lot of people get motivated like, yeah, I know I'm credit. They done messed up, man. I'm about to get them now. And I'll be like, yeah, right. Sit down. You know, that's how my homeboys would talk to us. You know, like my homeboys is real. All right. We ever had a homeboy talk, man, I'm gonna go out there. I swear I'm a guy. And we're like, man, shut up. You ain't about to do nothing. Like literally in a serious moment. All right. That's how we are. All right. But that's sometimes we need to understand. Sometimes our confidence gets higher than our actual understanding of the process. Okay. Sometimes our confidence gets a little higher than our understanding of the process. Okay, and I think that's where a lot of people needs to learn from the lessons. Okay, they need to learn from the losses. All right, coming forth and go ahead and submitting that claim. All right, even if you're not sure about it, go ahead and submit it because you never know. Your case might get accepted. Your case might get accepted. Now when it get accepted, yo, it's game time. Yo, it's game time. If any of y'all ever get a motion to dismiss for lack of claim, all you're doing is reiterating the claim. All right. So if I say I have a claim for security fraud, here are the reasons I came forth to claim my security. All right. The account managers did not release the security. All right. So which triggered, let's go ahead and say security fraud. Okay. Because now my estate is taking damage of not being able to access the security. It's the damage. That's the injury. Okay, that's the injury. So if they say motion to dismiss for lack of claim, I'm just going to say, hey, answer to the motion to dismiss. Whoa. I did have a claim. The claim is for security fraud, and here's why. You see what I'm saying, family? That's it. So now once I send my answer in, what's going to be their next response? Your Honor, request for mediation. Okay, so it's like when they do that, now it's like, okay, cool. They want to talk to me on the side. Okay, now the judge gonna say, okay, motion for mediation. Mediation is just arbitration. Now we get in there, now we talk, hey man, what are you trying to do? Hey man, I'm just trying to leverage my security interest just like before. All right, then they say, well, what do you mean? We don't understand what you're trying to do, sir. All right, so now we get to the point like, okay, so let me show y'all. All right, I understand you having a job to do. You're doing it amazingly. I got a job to do too. It's my duty to claim the security interest. All right. You are stopping my estate or my trust, all right, however you want to put it, all right, from being able to benefit from the security. It is blatant security fraud. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to say it out loud so their attorneys can hear it, because you got to remember, they don't go to school to learn like, hey, we're about to learn how to keep people from their securities. They don't know what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? They honestly thinking they're going to work, protecting their client. That's what they're thinking. They don't know nothing about no security interest, y'all. Nothing. They still believe the security interest is due to the bank. All right. So when we understand this, all right, now we in arbitration or mediation. Now, boom, I'm saying the same thing I said in court. I'm not changing nothing up. For what? I done made them switch their whole plan up. They didn't make me switch my plan up. If you switching your plan up in court, man, they got you. That's like a coach sitting on the sideline, you going against your opponent. Like, why they switching all they don't normally do this. Why are they doing it? Oh, we got them now. We got them doing all kinds of crap. Man, oh, run it. Okay? You gotta see that. All right, you gotta see it. So now when we in arbitration, mediation, they're able to hear your articulation, because you gotta remember, all the way up to that point, you never got to talk to the attorney. You see what we just did this down? All right? All the way up to that point, you never talked to the attorney. They act like they couldn't talk to you. They act like they would, they was too cool to talk to you. They act like they was too high up to talk to you. Y'all remember that? And then all of a sudden in arbitration, that's where you get them one-on-one. You literally are talking to them. All right, literally. It's like, damn, so you're the person I'm going against. Hi, how are you? You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. Because we do so much battleship through paperwork. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know who they look like. You just see a name and you send the paperwork. You get this, oh, bullshit, oh, hell no. Send something back, boom. All right, they send something back, okay. Then mediation, now you're able to put a face and like, oh, okay. All right, how you doing? Nice to meet you. And it's instantly, you understand that it's business. That's why I like arbitration. That's why I like mediation, because it's like, we got all the way up to this point. Now I get to put a face on it. Now we can have an articulation. Now you can see that I'm just not a guy that's just talking. I'm just not somebody that's just, sending things off YouTube. All right? I can have an articulation with you. And this is where a lot of y'all fold. Because you're too busy trying to prove your negotiable instrument, how you don't have to do something or have to forget all what you don't have to do. Let them know, hey, I'm here to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so let's just change I don't got to do that. Let's just not even talk about it. All right? Because that's going to be an instant argument. Just let them know, hey, I understand there's I'm here to perform. All right? But I think the misunderstanding is the corporation isn't understanding how I'm trying to perform on my account. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand this. You got to learn I'm telling y'all, some of y'all going to have to just go forward. All right? Just go forward. Fall forward. All right? You're going to learn more through the loss than you are through trying to hold and just, I just need one more piece. I need one more. If you think you need one more piece, trust me, you probably need 100 pieces, which is why you probably need to go forward so you can see for yourself. Because I can get on here all day and say, hey, you're not going to understand a certain part until you get somewhere. Y'all keep saying, just tell me. Just tell me. I promise I'm a fast learner. You know what I'm saying? You might be a fast learner, but you're not a fast experiencer. All right? I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense coming out my damn mind. All right? You might be a fast learner, but you're not a fast experiencer. All right? You can't build that experience as fast as you can learn it. All right. Of course, you can learn something faster than you can experience it. That's why the experience, it takes a little time. You got to go through it, family. You can't just sit back and, okay, he said do this. Okay, he said do that. All right, bet he said do this. Yo, you got to put boots on the field. You got to go lose, soldier. You got to come back with some bullet wounds. Where you been? I know when we was in football and you couldn't come back in the locker room, you had no scratches on you. Like you ain't hit nobody. Where your scratches at? Where your dirt at? Why your pants clean, man? You got out there? All right? Literally, you got to go perform, family. That's what you have to do. Okay? Litigation, litigation, litigation. No matter if you're operating in equity, no matter if you're operating in trust, no matter if you operate in agent for principal, no matter if you operate in UCC, secured party creditor, no matter if you, and it's all that is the same. You see what I'm saying? Like we cut it up and dice it up. It's all the same. Of course, one class over here is gonna tell you, hey, they don't know what they talking about. The other class over here is gonna say, hey man, they don't know what they talking about. And you know, we live in a nation that built off teams. Meaning if you rocking with the Cowboys, you don't like the Redskins. If you rocking with the Ravens, you don't like the Steelers. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how it is now. Because if you rocking with your teacher, and if your teacher say, man, forget them, they don't know what they talking about, you honestly, you instantly is gonna create a hate. I don't know why we do that as humans. You instantly like, yeah. You start looking at him. Yeah, you right. I don't like how he look. You right. I don't like. Hold on now. Don't let me convince you and make him look like a bad guy. All right. I'm just saying I don't like him. You might love him. He might work for you. You see what I'm saying? We have to be mature and understand. Like, yo, yeah, they didn't get along. That's cool. All right. But hey, I might have a whole total different experience. All right. Y'all did that to me once. I got into it with a couple of people. Y'all pick sides like hell. Oh, I said it. And then when we got back cool, then y'all, I'm so glad y'all. I said, I seen what y'all was saying. All right, I was saying what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm just here to teach, give you information so you can help your family. All right, all right. Which brings me to my next point. All right. We do have private meetings. If you're someone that needs to be, a part of a weekly class, we do have classes every Sunday. All right. Unless we reschedule it. Classes tomorrow at 7 o'clock. All right. We normally go from 7 to 8, 7 to 8, 7 to 8:30. All right. Every Sunday. All right. Now, if you tap in with the subscription as well. It's called We the People. All right. We the People. All right. If you tap in with that subscription, you will get a PowerPoint, weekly PowerPoint, a weekly private session with me, of course, with the class. All right. And access to our private Telegram group. All right. Now, if that is something that you're interested in, the price for that is $88. All right. Now, tomorrow we are going over how to, shall I say, raise the frequency on our chat GBT. That is what we're going over tomorrow because I think it's very important for people to understand the type of questions that they ask their chat GBT. I do understand a lot of y'all's chat GBTs are limited, but you'll be amazed of what you can do, excuse me, by being able to give the ChatGPT prompts, being able to say, hey, speak to me like I'm such and such. Talk to me in this manner. Let's talk about this, but let's talk about it as if we were, you see what I'm saying? So we're going over that tomorrow. Last week, we went over a PowerPoint talking about court. Prior to that, we went over PowerPoint talking about how to furnish your home utilizing or leveraging the finance charge, which is 15 USC 1605. So it's a lot of information, family, way more information that's on these lives right here. All right. And you get the recording if you miss a class. All right. So again, that is available to you. All I got to do is click the link in my bio. It's called We the People. All right. Tap in with that. All right. It's 88 a month. Okay. 88 a month. So if you can't buy any type of services from me or a class, that's okay. I would definitely get that subscription because again, that's a weekly class, weekly PowerPoint. All right. And you're inside of the Telegram group that we have as well. All right. So again, that's available for y'all. I will be doing a free class. Okay. What to do if you ever if the cops ever whoop your ass. Okay. I'm gonna have a class for that. All right. I'm gonna have a class for if you ever had a loved one or have a loved one, or if yourself lose their lives to police brutality or police authorities. All right, we're gonna have a class on that. I'm going to give the date for that because I was supposed to do it this week. Things got a little bit busy. All right, so I'm going to give y'all a date for that, but that class is going to be free. It's going to be free for everybody. All right, so make sure y'all tell your moms, tell your dad, tell your cousins. All right, it's going to be a free class showing you exactly how to file litigation if the cops ever whoop your ass. All right, or if you have a loved one or a friend that ever loses their life to the police. All right, so again, that class is free. If you missed that class, it's on you. All right, aren't you tired of seeing police brutality? Ain't you tired of seeing certain things going on? All right, the only way we're gonna stop it is not marching, family. It's not marching. That's not gonna do you. Or you just getting on them crackers. That's not going to stop anything, family. Okay? All right? You have to understand how to litigate. You got to understand how to keep business. I know it's easier said than done. All right? But you got to know how to handle your business when certain things like that happen. You can't just go straight, in devastation and mourning. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the family members doing this, like somebody has to have that eye, like, okay, we need to boom, 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 boom. We need to file litigation. We need to do it on the code. Okay, because I'm sure 99.9% of families that, are in situations like that, they don't do no litigation. They probably file like a civil suit, like meaning like, I don't know, man. I could be totally wrong, all right, because a lot of those cases, we don't never hear about them no more. It could be because of a settlement was reached, all right. So again, I'm just on the outside looking in, but I do want to help those that ever have to deal with that, knowing how to sue. If the cops don't put the handcuffs on you too hard, all right, who y'all think's word is stronger? The cop gonna be like, no, I didn't do it. I did not put it on him too hard. You shouldn't have put it on me anyway. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't committing a crime. All right? So understanding that articulation, family, this being able to litigate, being able to understand rules and regulations, being able to speak up, all right? It goes a long way. It's bigger than banks. It's bigger than financial institutions, all right? It also stretches out to traffic, all right? Also stretches out to traveling. All right, the same ordeal. You have to know how to stand because, again, people are not ready for counters. All right, some of the most dangerous boxers are counter punchers. All right, because it make you scared to throw a punch. Like, oh shit, I'm scared to throw something. Man, I might throw one. He gonna hit me with three. All right, so think about that in litigation terms. Imagine a corporation doing a motion to dismiss on your claims and then you were answering the same damn day. Or 24 hours. They're not ready for that. They're not ready for the ball to bounce back that feel like, oh, damn. They're sending that motion to dismiss and saying like, okay, let's see what they say. Before they even sit back, in their chair, you can already done sent an answer like, whoa, they update. What? They already said something. All right, always. Okay, so understanding what your opponent's game plan is going to make your journeys clearer. All right, but again, I had to lose first to even be able to give y'all this message right now. This don't come from somebody that's just always won. No, the reason why I'm able to tell you what's going to happen at the next step is because I've lost. I got to that point and told myself, oh my gosh, I got results. No, you didn't. No, you did not. Did all that just to get up to the judge, and the judge ain't rocking with me like I thought he would or she would. And the worst thing you could do is start blaming the judge and saying they're all in cahoots. No, you have to build it more clear, family. You guys to be more, your intent has to be more clear. Not your documents, your intent. What is your purpose? All right? Because if they can't hear no clear purpose or intent, man, they looking at, yo, you need to get legal advice. They might not say it out loud, but in their mind, that's what they're thinking. All right, yo, you might need to get legal advice, or they might just say, oh no, that's not how it goes. We think you're misinterpreting what you're reading. That's what they're gonna say. Okay, so that's what it is for the night, family. Keyword of the day: litigation. litigation, litigation. All right. Make sure y'all sign up for the class. If anybody's on YouTube having the issues to find the link, come on over to IG. Come on over to IG. All right. My Instagram is Mansa Mahatha 888. All right. Click the link in my bio. Follow the prompt. All right. You should see a link that says We the People. All right. Go ahead and enter. I'll give you should get access immediately to the Telegram group. All right. So that's what it is, family. That's the message for the night. Y'all be safe. All right, I know a couple of y'all probably going out tonight. You're probably just getting back. We're glad you made it back safely. Okay. Tomorrow, if y'all tap in tonight with the We the People, you'll be in the class for tomorrow. It's a very special class tomorrow, family. A very powerful class. It's gonna be tomorrow at 7 o'clock. All right, for all my We the People subscribers that's here right now. Okay, I already know that y'all buckled up. All right, buckled up for tomorrow. Go ahead and buckle your seats. All right, go ahead and get your chat GBTs ready. All right, because I'm going to give y'all exactly prompts, questions, and certain articulations that you need to have with your chat GBT so it can be operating on a higher consciousness level. All right, remember, that's just for my private group. That's not for, the lives, the public. Now, we love y'all too. But again, we're really building something in that group. Okay, now, peace and love, y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace, peace, peace.